Oh, we don't get two of those. That is the Wookiee. He's looking to his way out at this point.
Yeah, Harry's on the back.
Oh, that's
Harry.
Thank you very much. I'll click right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart. It's been absolutely amazing.
Thank you,
today.
everyone.
I think we've exactly hit 850 now, so thank you very, very much. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Peace.
I love you, NXR community.
Oh, hello, and welcome back to the season finale here in NXR Tier 1. Absolutely loving it. Already had a cheeky little message saying, do we want followers? Well, Shaman, for the final time this season, do you want followers?
Well, I would rather those followers come to Abu Dhabi and watch these remarkable drivers finish off what has proved to be a spectacular season here in Tier 1 of NXR.
Cannot wait for this season finale here in Abu Dhabi. There have been some changes within the Discord and within the league in general. There has been a few people who have unfortunately left us. I am allowed to name if that's correct, right? I should be allowed to name.
I don't know.
Because they're massive challenges. Well, first of all, our Tier 1 champion, Ice Cream, has unfortunately left, as well as the Josh, another quality driver. Jimmy Curtin, who performed very, very well last time out in Tier 2 in Baku, has unfortunately left us, as well as Wavy. So it is very unfortunate, but that's just how things go.
It's gonna be weird not seeing the Josh and Ice Cream fighting it out here. It's gonna be weird, but hopefully there'll be some new drivers here that will show their skills and prove to be just as exciting, if not more exciting, to race.
Ice Cream? I was told that you were you were the Josh Lett. Okay. That is news to me, Mr. Ice Cream. Anyway, no, honestly, I thought someone just kicked the others. All right. Well, here we are. And should we have a little look on the drivers then? So, obviously we have Ice Cream on top, who already won the championship. C. Davies in second, Milkman not able to participate for the final couple of races of the season due to personal reasons. The Josh obviously not here anymore, so Yaps has the chance to jump the Josh and secure a P4 finish for what I'd have to say has been a very, very beautiful little season for Yaps. But there is still the possibility that he could get overtaken by Kimmy, who has only participated in 3 races this season, which I found absolutely hilarious. Down the order, there is a little battle going on for 7th, and that's Bradders Rocks, Gifted Feather, and Bruno. Bradders and Gifted both on 43 points, with Bruno on 42, and just behind them, Rocky Chop. Well, sorry, what's he now? He is now...
He is Rocky Chop.
Where is he? Oh, he is NXR Mark.
Another name change from that driver.
Another name change. My guy's got the bank to change whenever he feels like it. It seems. But yeah, so NXR Mark is on 38 points, and literally just a point behind him is a driver who performed superbly last time out in Baku. Grabbed himself a P4, and that's Gale Force. But with his, patterns of getting points and then getting 2 consecutive no points, and then points again, then 2 consecutive, we should not expect him to get points today. That's for sure.
But it will be the last time that these two are partnering up for this season, as with how the draft is probably going, it will be unlikely that these two will be in the same team next season.
Absolutely. Callum saying he loves my big bunda. Would you like to tell everyone what a big bunda is, Mr. Shaman?
Big Bunda is typically known as your rear wing, in which case that he will be behind you in a lot of the races next season if you choose to race. So he'll be loving the life as he is behind you on track all of the time.
Yes, Ice Cream saying that him and the Josh carried Tier 1. Yeah.
Yeah. No, C. Davies.
C. Davies and Milkman are about. That's quite the interesting one.
Milkman, hold on now. Let's not get crazy here.
Absolutely. Right. We have a few seats that have been, unfortunately, not filled, but we can quickly make this. Oh, not open. That is quite the opposite of what I wanted to do. And let's get everyone readied up, shall we?
Let's hopefully have no interferences.
Absolutely. That is not how we want to end the final race of Tier 1 this season.
Shout out to Icelandic Rob, who was reserving in the Aston Martin today. I don't know if you already touched on that. He's been driving very, very well in Tier 2 recently, and racing here in Tier 1, we'll be able to see how his abilities are with the best of NXR.
Exactly. Well, we have a full turnout for Honda. No surprises there. We have who's really been struggling with the attendance. Let's have a little scan. Oh, there's only 3 seats, so it's only the Aston Martin, Haas, and Williams that have the spare
Because I did tell Scrivs to pop in the Mercedes, as I think he has deserved a shot after performing so well all season.
Exactly.
We do have a driver that I think is reserving who's just a bit late to the party joining. I don't know if he got approved, but there was talk about a Millsy coming in who isn't Willsy. We'll see what car he was chose to select. I'm not actually 100% sure on that.
Yes. Well, I'm just gonna have a little scan over the. Go on.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. It's fine.
Right. So General Jake has joined. Don't
Good.
know how he joined without the info, but unless someone else did. But I'm gonna quickly run through the constructors' championship. So we have Mercedes on top with 246 points. Second, we have Alfa Romeo with 138 points. So Mercedes comfortably take that constructors' championship. And then third is Ferrari, who got 5th and 6th last time out in Baku, and got themselves to jump Haas, who are now 4th. So they still could be a little battle between Haas and Ferrari there. And just behind them, only 8 points behind the Haas, is the Red Bull. So who knows what could spark up there. And then 11 points behind with 85 points, it's McLaren. 7th is Williams, 72 points. AlphaTauri only 5 points behind. And then just behind them are the Alpine, and what seems to be in absolute no man's land is Aston Martin, who have really struggled this season, unfortunately, and hope to hopefully we see a good little return from them for the next season, which does include the draft. And the draft, wait a minute,
It's gonna be crazy.
I need to double
While
check this
you're
been announced.
putting stuff up, a shout out to It's the Legend 7, otherwise known as Milkman, who redeemed a shout out of 10,000 channel points. A beautiful waste of your channel points there, because
We're not going to talk about you. Good job. All right. Anyway.
yeah, I'm the only one who really reads them.
Oh my god! I've just seen everything that's happened. Holy
I thought that was you.
No, that was not me. I've just seen the list of it.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Full mod mode here tonight, says Callum. And I can see that. Well, Jesus.
Maybe you'll be around for interviews too.
Jensen says, I bet you there is rain. Oh dear.
If anyone does have the report, please let us know.
Oh yeah, I no. I don't think we need to worry about that.
Just put it in the Twitch chat, just spam it big caps. Only once. Oh, we've got some bits from Elite Racing Championship, which I believe is General Jake.
Absolutely. Wow. Hello.
Thank you very much for the 10 bits. That's going straight into Yaps's bank account as Night Owl starts his first flying lap in the Alfa Romeo.
What a beautiful, beautiful car, this Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I've heard one of the higher ups of the NXR who's coming back to racing next season does have his eye on the Alfa Romeo. But I will not be speaking more on that subject to provide suspense for next season.
51. Never seen anyone with that number, but it seems to be rocking a very, very different helmet today. Loving the mustard yellow. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly go over something that I completely forgot was announced. But the season 4. It's season 4 already. Jesus, mother of Lord. Season 4
yet, almost.
Draft will be taking place on Sunday, November the 28th at 8:30 UK time. So make sure you're around for that. Again, I'm spending my Sundays not spending my Sundays helping NXR, because that's what we do around here. Sundays and Mondays here at NXR. We're committed out here. The draft.
I mean, who wants to go out on a Sunday night anyway?
Exactly right. Imagine having a life.
And Jammy Jacko, I believe, has crashed.
Jack, I am busy on board with another driver. Could you?
Well, on board with Bradders Rockers here. Yeah, oh my god, he's crashed already.
Jack, I am busy. What is your issue?
He's not even had 2 corners out of the pit lane, and he's already binned it as Night Owl sets the first lap of the session with a 1:37.4.
What a beautiful
A
time.
surprise knockout there for Jacko, who definitely wasn't expecting that.
I mean, we kind of was considering his recent form as of late. As you have a
Yeah, but he doesn't crash.
He doesn't crash.
Not
Jammy
on
Jacko
qualifying.
retired. He's retired in
Not
his
in
previous
quali.
couple of.
As Gale Force goes.
Oh my lord, Gale Force!
It's the
He's
switch
done
up
it.
of the Alpha Tauris.
He's done it. Oh my god, it's happened.
He's 2/3 of a second ahead of Night Owl as well. To be fair to him.
Who's next across the line?
Who almost surely. They're both on outlaps. LZ is invalid. Oh, Razza has had a bit of a spin. Just chilling in that Haas car. Trying to wait till the line is clear. Brad is setting the fastest lap, but he needs to be careful to not get himself disqualified. He is missing the right-hand end plate of his car, so he will be boxing and going for another lap. We do have another spinner as well. I believe it's Millsy. Yes, a lot of people are being caught out by that Jacko corner. So he's not the only one that has fallen victim to it so far.
The Jacko corner. And Scribs seems to be absolutely fine around it. Bruno setting the fastest time by 4/10. Very comfortable at the moment for the Red Bull. Comfortably ahead of Bradders. And who just joined? I have no idea.
I believe it was Spinala.
Spinala, there we go. There's our full grid for tonight.
I would like to point out Millsy is also missing the right-hand end plate. Another... Oh no, it's the left-hand end plate this time. A lot of incidents on track. It's getting really hard to cover them all. Brad seems fine, if not a bit slow.
I'm assuming you mentioned the Yaps time, which is absolutely incredible. 4 tenths comfortably ahead. And is that even more bits by Mr. Jake?
Careful, Jake. Don't
himself.
spend all your pocket money at once, but we do appreciate your donations to the Yaps Charity Fund. Hope you're enjoying the NXR streams.
Ooh, just to cut you off there, but Halsey in the Mercedes today, and what an absolute traitor. He sets a 136.1.
We're just built different here at Merck.
Just absolutely incredible. So Millsy invalidates obviously again and has the box. We have BRS Alex who set apparently a purple second sector, my bad. On the soft compound, I wonder, I don't think anyone would be using different compounds as of yet. But
I believe everyone's on the softs. Yes, everyone appears to be on the soft compound tyre for now.
let's see what time BRS Alex is able to put in. Oh, and he invalidates. Oh, and he spun. Oh, and he's hit front wing. And that.
It's completely gone.
And
The front
now
wing's
he can go to the
completely,
pits.
completely gone. The front wing.
Alright, a driver who I want to ride on board with is Mr. NXR.
I want to go on board with Rob, but he's not at the starting line yet. Let's go on board with Mark.
A driver who, of course, would be top of the time trial charts. As C Davies is retired.
C Davies! He's crashed! He's crashed on the pit straight up where Moss has also spun and hit his front wing!
Oh, they're just chilling, having a great
Everyone's
time.
having mistakes here at Abu Dhabi. What's going on?
It's almost like someone's done something to the settings.
I thought... What?
I am completely joking, and nothing has happened. Night Owl, P7, with a 137 free. Not the pace that you'd like to show off, but it'll be great to see where he comes out later on in the race, in the qualifying. As C. Dave was saying, you never saw anything. Kimmy, that's more like it.
C. Davies,
135.1, nearly an entire second faster than second place Yaps, but I'm going to ride back on board with Mark. Let's see, he keeps it validated unlike BRS Alex, but let's see if he can challenge Kimmy. He does, and it's a 134.9 for the McLaren.
We all know Mark loses a qualifying merchant anyway.
It'll be great to see if he can develop some sort of qualifying, some sort of race pace.
Definitely. Well, I'm on board with Icelandic Crop right now, and he's put in a really good first two sectors, going purple in Sector 2. This might just be a spectator purple, but he does look to be flying around this track, Josh.
Let's see what time he will be able to come out with, but he seems very, very smooth on, obviously, the controller. But let's find out. He's normally super, super good at quali, but even better in the race, so let's see if he can slot his Aston Martin anywhere near up the top.
He's
of the
nailing
league.
all of these apexes.
Absolutely. They seem to be a little hesitant on the final corner. CC Davies soft tyre, and it's a 136.2, a fantastic little time for Icelandic Rob right there. We have a couple of Mercedes coming through now. Halsey and Scrivs invalidates. It looks like he was recharging anyway. Remaster into the pits he goes. We now have a Haas. It's Razza Gamer. What time is he going to put out? It's a 136.3 for the Haas. A great little time. And now we're talking about Icelandic Rob, his teammate. I think he's on an outlap. He absolutely is. BRS Alex on an outlap as well. And now here we go. It's General Jake wanted to prove himself today.
And Spinell's retired.
And Spinala.
I think he's just retired in the pits. I don't
He
see
has
him.
retired in the pits. Alright, C. Davies saying he promises that it's the last to challenge.
I mean, C. Davies, he's crashed in 2 qualies in a row now. He crashed it out in Baku, and now he's crashed out here. Considering he's second in the championship, he's really good at getting through the pack. And I think he just likes to do it at this point.
And look at this, Tom's open in a great little lap, puts in P5 with 36.2. It's a fantastic little time for the McLaren driver.
Definitely, those extra sessions with the now named NXR Mark definitely really helping him out in terms of his quali pace. If Mark could take a few lessons of him from his racecraft, that would be brilliant.
And I think that's Icelandic Rob going a 10th.5 quicker, slotting him, making him jump Tomzo and Halsey. A great lap from the Aston Martin.
Fantastic lap from Rob. Ali and Cal will be happy to see him doing well in both tiers.
And Scripps apparently went 6 tenths quicker.
But it is invalidated.
Sorry, no, he did go 6 tenths quicker. He's now into P5. He's jumped Halsey and Tomzo as well.
Oh, he's a 1,000th off Rob, actually.
Wow. Who just set a time there? I think that was BRS Alex. It absolutely was. And P8 for BRS Alex, a 136.3. It looks like he could be pushing for a back-to-back flyers here. Gonna ride on board with BRS Alex to see if he's improving. He's on par with his time at the moment, and he's not anymore. General Jake, he's got a point to prove. He did improve actually to a 36.9, only not even a 10th behind Gale Force. P13 for now. It would be good to see how much Valtteri Droppass improves by. Oh, and that is not how you want to take your turn 3s.
Kimmy retiring comfortable with his lap time. Yeah, General Jake getting it all wrong there, I believe.
Absolutely, and I have been at it again. Alright, so Yap's saying that he has got a special helmet. Well, if you come out, then we'll probably see it. But you're not. You're just sitting in P3 in your garage.
Did we get a weather report, by the way?
We don't need one.
Would be nice to have one.
It is great. It is absolutely amazing. So yeah, saying we got Mark and Kimmy acting like Lewis and Max, and then it's just the rest of the field. I mean, he's absolutely right.
I mean, yeah. Who would you say is who, though, Josh? Who is Max and who is Lewis?
Who is Max and who is Lewis? I don't think we could compare them because when it comes to race pace,
It's a
yikes for either.
Halsey also retiring in the pits. We're getting to the stage where drivers just surprisingly low down are actually feeling quite confident. P5 and P6, both of my Mercedes boys retiring from the session. 3 minutes left to go. There's a few drivers here that could cause an upset.
Yeah, 2 spots to fill for the drop zone, and one of those in the drop zone is Droppass. He's currently on par with his time, which is not what he wants, unless he has a lot of time to gain in these final couple of sectors. Remaster, another driver who needs to improve. A 141.0 is going to be nowhere near good enough. There's so many seconds in this. Going to ride on board. Going to stay on board, sorry. Actually, we're going to hop on with Night Owl, who's apparently nearly 2 tenths up. P15 at the moment. And he stays P15 just behind General Jake. Let's see what Droppass's sector time is here.
I mean, he needs to gain 4
points.
seconds from somewhere. Oh, and that would be that.
There we
Sorry
go.
about that.
3.7 seconds up. He just needs to nail this final sector. He should be aiming for at least the top 10. Let's see what time he can pull out.
Would be surprised if he didn't make it through, to be honest.
It would be a shock, but I feel like it'll just sum up his season.
He's going to be looking to get right kind of near his teammate, a 136.4 set by LeBruno. Let's see where Dropass goes.
It's a 136.0, and P4 is where he puts it, and that's exactly where he should be. Rumas is all over the place here in this final sector. A minute and a half to go. Gale Force now on his lap.
Gale Force probably needs to improve, to be honest, because or else he could see himself going with Jacko, and that is out of the session. This needs to be a great lap from the Welsh driver.
Currently a tenth down on his time. Remember, there's only 8 tenths between Gale Force and Dropass right now. And Yap, sorry.
It's kind of incredible, the drivers that we do have here in Tier 1. It's great drivers with great skill, but also very close. And it's not a cakewalk for most of these drivers. And in the race, something always happens to provide excitement.
Ooh, and
Bruno going third!
That is more like it. That is absolutely... And there's an issue! Tomzo's out! Tomzo has absolutely binned it. And for a driver who was comfortably ahead... Oh, Gale Force is invalidated!
General Jake, Night Out, and Brewmaster all need to improve.
Oh, General Jake! He's out of qualifying!
Oh,
at the exact same spot. Gonna ride on board with Brewmaster.
Coming out of the pits, it seems to be a very dangerous part of the track.
Sorry, we're gonna actually ride on board with Bradders instead, as he'll be the next driver to complete a valid time. Bradders rocks. 36.8 at the moment. And he goes to P3! He improves by nearly a second! An incredible
Here comes Brewmaster. He needs to get out the drop zone here. He needs to gain about 2 seconds on his time. Will he be able to do it?
And
he does! P12!
Night Owl!
Night Owl up on his time, but it's not going to be enough as things stand. He needs to gain a few more tens to beat out Tomzo. He's going to have to full send it around this last sector, Josh.
Oh, he's gone a little wide. Not invalidated. He's still got the car going.
A bit wiggly, but he's going to need to put it all in gear here. This is going to be very, very close.
Oh, it's not going to be enough. It's not. And Night Owl will unfortunately be out of qualifying. But what that does mean is that there will only be 4 spaces in the drop zone for Q2. So people who intend on using the medium compound for the race, to start on for the race, it'll be a lot easier to make those times. As Millsy puts in a 35.5 track evolution. It's really kicking in now. Wow, how about that?
I mean, I think that's an exceptional start to qualifying, especially when you consider we're at Abu Dhabi. Absolutely. A lot of drivers having problems with the track, and I'm surprised at the amount of incidents that we've had when it comes to damage.
Yeah, a lot of drivers really struggling with the damage. But yeah, confirmation right here. So the bottom, well, 6 cars eliminated instead of the normal 5. You have C. Davies, Jammy, Jacko, Spinala, Night Owl, General Drake, Tomzo. Night Owl, the only driver out of the, I guess with Spinala, who didn't get knocked out through crashing their car out. There we are. Now is the fight for Q2. No, Q3, sorry. Yeah, which is absolutely right. Da, 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 da.
It'll be interesting to see who pops on the medium tyre here. We already see a few drivers rushing out as fast as they can. NXR Mark, aka Rocky Chop, is the first one out, with Raza Gamer right behind him on a pair of mediums as well. Then the two Red Bulls, followed by the Aston Martin. Of I believe that is Rob, yes it is. Then we have, I believe, a Williams coming out. It appears that Mark Sousa has let Raza by to set the lap first. Radis has left the session. I will look to send an invitation back while everyone's on their out lap. It's going to be very interesting to see the drivers that will be able to qualify on mediums, because that will mean a lot when it comes to this race. As I believe the strategy is much easier if you do start on the medium tyre. I don't know if Chaotix can confirm that. I'm not 100% sure on the strategies around here, but I
Strategies
believe it's
are normally
medium.
2 stops. Soft, medium, I think it is, or you can try stretch it out and do a soft, medium, soft. But
So I
normally
think
soft,
this-
medium is the way to go.
Yeah, sure. And I think starting on that medium set is going to be very helpful for these drivers, so that they can just rip it, go after go after go, and you'll have the soft tyres on less fuel.
Absolutely, you just need to.
We got to have a yellow flag. It's NXR Mark.
Yeah,
He's had a bit of an accident on that corner. It seems that no one is immune to the accidents going on down there at turn 3, I believe.
Yep.
So very, very surprising. As we see Rob Sele, spectator purple, sector 1. Mark getting out of his way nicely.
Well. Tyre strat last season was a soft,
we've
medium,
had another
medium.
one.
We've
believe
had
it's-
another one. It's Rumas. Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Rumas.
yeah, he's out completely. What a...
So now there's only 3 spots for the
yeah,
drop zone, and everyone's on mediums. And the only driver who wasn't on mediums was Remaster.
I didn't think we'd see such lethality from coming from turn 3. I don't know why it's so dangerous. Perhaps
think
one of our
people
drivers can
might-
shine a better light on it.
Maybe I think they turned too aggressively on it, or is that drop ass?
Yeah, he's gone off to... I was on board with Rob, he just went off to Narnia. That was interesting.
It was a wild drop ass. As Bruno says, a 136.2, which is actually a very, very good lap on the medium compound.
I think
That
Rob's
was
going to
a
have something to
super
say
lap.
about this.
It's a
Just
36.5.
3/10 slower. Another yellow flag. Is that drop us?
I think that's just drop ass getting out of the way. Raza game with a
Well,
solid
I mean,
time.
he was on a flyer, so surprising there to see.
Kimmy's starting his lap. Then we have a Ferrari next. Which Ferrari is it? It's BRS Alex. As obviously Dropass puts in his bank of time. But here we go. Oh, BRS Alex all out shape in the final corner. And it's a 36.4. Without that snap, he could have easily snatched the fastest lap. On board with Yaps, and it's a 36.6. And we were told to have a look at his helmet.
It appears to be black and red. Alright, thank you for that helmet, Yaps. We do have another yellow flag again.
Stinky.
I don't know if that was because of a driver having a little bit of an incident, or
I don't know,
if it
but
was Yaps letting a
Scrivs,
driver go.
sorry, Scrivs putting in a 136.7. Halsey of a 136.2. He's really putting in some quality laps out there so far. Halsey is Maybe he just absolutely enjoys this track, unlike Drop Ass. Millsy still yet to set a time. Kimmy currently purple sector 2 apparently, so let's ride on board with him and see what time he can put in.
57.9 looks damn good.
He should expect a mid 35s maybe from
That
Kimmy.
would be impressive.
I think mid 35s could be accurate. Let's find out what time he does put in.
Oh, it was not accurate. It was not
I
accurate.
guess-
It was even faster.
That
A
was his
second
time.
ahead of Bruno.
That was his time on the softs.
Kimmy, lad, get back to the pits nice and slow. Cool down those tires and just ease on through, lad. That's a terrific little lap there.
Millsy next in the Williams tonight, filling in, and that's at 1:36.3. A fantastic little lap there. Now we're on board.
We've had enough. Oh no, we haven't. Never
We're
mind.
on
I'll shut
board
up.
with Bradders. A little bit of lag, but it's absolutely fine because he's in the Alpine. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Bradders, Alpine, P9. 37.1. Not the greatest of times, but you definitely know he's got a lot more time in that lap.
Gale Force going P9. Good lap from him. Better in Bradders as yellow flag. Why was there yellow flags there?
I have no idea. Let's ride on board with Razza.
He's already had 2 laps on these mediums and he's 8 seconds up on his time. That won't be enough for swing standards. Alex has had an off coming out at the start of Sector 2.
Halfway through Sector 2, and he has absolutely had a mare. And he is now out of qualifying, so there will be 3 spots.
2
Sorry,
spots,
2
right?
spots. Yeah, 2 spots. But Razza Game Up is in a
Razza P5, what a-
1:36.3. A
what a lap.
great lap. Just gonna quickly scan through, see if anyone's improving. It doesn't look like it.
I'm down in the pit lane here, and it looks like Drop Ass is about to come out on a set of softs. He is! Here he is now, coming out the pits. It is the soft compound tyre for Valtteri Drop Ass. He's gonna decide to shake things up a little bit.
Is he gonna push other drivers into switching up their strategies, or?
I mean, we know his teammate, Alexis Lebruno, is probably safe as can be up in P2. So it's really just an idea of forcing others to go onto a different tyre, which might benefit Bruno in the long run. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But track evolution is obviously pretty good here, as we saw at the end of Q1.
Absolutely.
So it's a bit of a danger to all these medium runners if they try and gamble and stick it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a driver like Rob or Yaps.
Ooh, and NXR Mark puts in a 1:35.7. Absolutely nowhere near Kimmy. But maybe he was like, you know what? I know I have a second pace to the rest of the grid, so I could just take it easy and make sure for the race I start on the better tires. You know, like when it comes to tire wear.
Definitely.
Bradders also improved, by the way, by nearly a second, and slots himself up into P7, which actually puts both Yaps and Gale Force into the drop zone. Yes, they were ahead of Alex, but now they're not.
Yeah. One thing that I'm curious about is, what is the difference between mediums and softs here? Anyone that would like to let us know? I know Gale Force has got a fresh set of softs to compare against, which he has just slipped on in the side of the pit lane. I would like to know the difference so we can have a look at these drivers and see how much time they are looking to gain. Because it would make for exciting entertainment.
0.8 tenths. Oh, and
8.
Drop Ass just slammed into the wall.
He
And
seems
that's a
to be
left
fine.
end plate disappearing. But that's a trip to the pits for him.
Definitely.
He needs
8
to be-
tenths gain for set of softs is going to be a big difference. And we could see even the drivers like Mark under pressure here.
Let's watch on board with Rob. Rob's going to put an absolute. I thought he was going to put an absolute storm, but I guess I'm completely mistaken.
He is still.
He was
on
so
mediums.
close to be a tenth. Just
tenth
over
would
a
have
tenth,
jumped
and
in
he
so
would
many
have
positions.
jumped to P3. Yeah. So that's just how close it is. It is ridiculously close.
Drop pass is currently 4 seconds down on his time.
Because of the
So-
damage.
I would like to be on board with Yaps here as he starts his soft lap, just so we can get an idea of where drivers could be looking to go from this point.
Because he's bad.
Oh, Callum has subscribed to Prime. They've subscribed for 3 months now. Shout out to you, Callum. One of the admins and owners of NXR. He's been doing a terrific job behind the scenes with Ali to help plan for this draft, and we hope it will be a very exciting process next week. So thank you very much for that Prime subscription there, Callum, as Yaps will start his flying lap.
Very, very much appreciated. But as mentioned, let's ride on board with Mr. Yaps and see if he can improve by those 8 tenths. Because it's just so close. Putting on a driver putting on a different, faster tyre compound is going to completely shake up this grid.
Already 2 tenths up in Sector 1, and to be honest, Sector 1 is very simple, all things considered. It's hard to gain time now, and to gain 2 tenths, that's going to definitely put a lot of drivers under pressure.
Absolutely.
We see drivers like the Bruno, Raza, and Bradders opting for the softs in the pit lane. Even as high up as 3rd position, they're worried about how good these softs can be.
I mean, with how close it is, it feels like 3rd is currently 8th right now. So any change, if they can spot that other drivers like Razagamer and Bradders
Oh
are
my goodness, he's
wanting
7.5 tenths up.
wanting to switch onto the softs, then I'm sure he will absolutely have that on the back of his mind.
Yeah, I feel like they have to, because Yaps has still got 1 more sector to go, and he's already eyeing up maybe even the top row of the grid here if he can nail this Sector 3. Track evolution combining with the soft compound tyre is going to make this the banker lap, I would suspect. Here we are, going across the line. It's P2. A 1:35.6, even beating the likes of NXR Mark. And if anything, I feel like this just proves how good Kimmy's lap was on that tyre. Yaps needs to be careful here as there's a wild Scribs coming out. Yeah, he's aware.
Halsey on his flyer, staying on the mediums as he invalidates.
I think Halsey
He's
is
coming
in the
now.
danger zone now. Halsey is going to be in the danger zone now, I suspect. All these drivers behind, going out or already out on a soft lap. We could see Halsey here almost out of the session. NXR Mark has taken the gamble to stay in the pit lane. We're going to see if that pays off for him, because if these drivers hit together a decently clean lap, they could be looking to jump NXR Mark. He's actually retired. So, big bull strategy here from NXR Mark. We have 2 drivers that have stayed on those mediums which are in peril. They could be the 2 knocked out if everyone puts their laps together.
Riding on board with Gale Force now. Obviously on the soft compound, made his previous lap on the mediums. I see his delta time now. Not really improving by much. Has to be
He must
said.
have had an issue or something.
He didn't seem to. It was just, I don't know.
Could he be being held up? Or beforehand he could have been held up? We will have 1 more go at this anyway.
Halsey retires from the session. He feels like he's confident, or simply doesn't have
Well, I
enough
don't
time
think
to go
he-
back out. So let's see what time Gale Force is able to put on the board here. He needs to have a lot. Oh, he's
Oh.
boxing.
Oh no, he's given up.
Well, Yaps will obviously be coming in. So the next person to be on board with will be Drop Ass.
He hasn't managed to set a good lap so far this session. this lap really needs to count, I feel. As well as Scribs, he needs to beat BRS Alex's time to get into this session.
Absolutely. Gamer, I think, having an issue, so that's why he's letting other drivers pass. 5/10 up on his time after the first couple of sectors, so... And obviously, as we saw before, the issue came in the final sector. As we saw him after this turn here, off on his own little adventure when being on board with
Yaps, I believe.
Oh,
Rob.
Yeah. Oh, and Drop has somehow kept that validated. Let's see what time he'll be able to put on the board.
This is gonna be
when
mega.
he's put a time, it's been good, and it's P4 for Drop Ass. Bruno, he's 3/10 up on the softs. Let's see what time he can bring to the table. Nearly goes wide on the final. It's at 35.6. Now we have the Mercedes of Scribs. Your time is at 35.6 as well.
Thousands ahead of LeBruno.
Rob
What's
can't
that?
improve. So that's the end of qualifying. The thing is, what's Bradder's gonna do?
I mean, it's on an outlap. Oh, he said it was, but
Yeah, I thought there was gonna
he's
be
been
another
allowed
time.
to continue this
But
lap, but he
he-
won't have enough time to get round.
He won't, but I think that saved him because I don't think he knows that his time can't be beat right now. Actually, I
Oh,
think
it can't.
Rob is on a lap.
It says that Rob's finished for me and Bradders isn't, and there's only 50 seconds left, so they both won't get round in time. I'm very confused at these events. I have heard from Galeforce that he clipped too much curb in Sector 1 trying to find the limits, and he lost too much time, unfortunately, there.
Oh, yeah, Rob's out of fuel. But Bradders, he's on
He
his
won't-
lap.
He won't get round in time, though, surely. And he's not even that
He
fast.
doesn't need to improve, which is my concern. He's on the mediums, unless he'd prefer... Oh no, massive snap there. Just very much ends that. And Rob's AI
and this
says
is-
no.
And as we cut to the end of the session.
No,
Oh no, the
it'll
1
stay.
second is staying there.
So time is obviously delayed. Brothers
This is...
will be upset with that, but what can you do?
I mean, it's Rob's AI, nothing can happen. He is going to box.
But P10 anyway, and that's the end of qualifying 2. And yeah, out we have Remaster and BRS Alex, who both crashed out. But in between them, we have Gale Force, and just ahead of them, we have Icelandic Rob in P11.
Perfect for strategy. Yeah, he could start on the mediums and really have a good showing this race if he's careful.
Absolutely.
Well, we're here. Should I ask the one and only, between 1 and 10, who's going to get pole?
If you wish.
Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 10. She's picked number 1, and to be fair, I wouldn't put it past her. Kimmy has been chosen by the machines that listen to you as the pole position for this race. And I mean, to be fair, with what seems like over a second in hand after setting that medium time, I think it's all but confirmed there, really. Interesting that it actually shows Helsey, Millsy, Razza and Bradders on the mediums. Did they not get to set a soft lap? That's gonna be weird. I thought they managed to set a soft lap, but the game is saying otherwise. A lot more drivers on the mediums than I actually thought. Who do you think is going to get pole, Josh?
I feel like it's inevitable that Kimmy will get pole position, but I really hope Mark is able to put up a challenge. On the mediums he wasn't able to, but on the softs he was only a tenth away, so it might be a very, very close outing for the pole position.
Oh. Who does chat think you're gonna get pole is the real question here. There's a bit of a humble brag. All 4 of my cars, I believe, have made it through to Q3, which I am very happy about.
One of your drivers is my drivers. Pain.
Yeah, take the L.
Pain.
Yeah, for saying Kimmy, can't go on with that. It says a lot that even Alexa would know that Kimmy is the favourite for pole position.
But who do you think will get third?
Third, behind what I assume you would think is Kimmy and Mark?
Yep.
Shoot me down. I think Yaps. I think Yaps could pull out something special here. We're being told to look at Millsy's helmet.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful helmet.
Looks white to me. I can't actually see properly due to my camera settings.
It is a great helmet.
Oh, is it no helmet? Is that the joke?
Yes.
Alright, okay.
So everyone's on their outlaps. Get all the settings back up because I dislike how it resets every time.
Shall we go on board with Razza then, as he's first?
Yeah.
Good performance from him, to be honest, being here in Q3. He's one of those drivers that you don't really see much of until suddenly he's there and you're like, where the heck did you come from?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, a driver that we didn't get to see enough of, I felt, this season. And
hopefully the draft will pick him up and still be so good. Elite Racing Championship with some more bits.
Yaps is licking his lips right now.
Oh, we've had an incident. It's Millsy getting out the way of other drivers, but he appears to have no front wing whatsoever.
Oh no.
Turn 3, or that might have actually been turn 2 claiming a victim that time. From what I remember around this track, it is sort of a blind corner, so you do have to just lick the stamp and send it. So, there will inevitably be some issues here in Q3 where all the drivers are giving it their best.
Absolutely. Razza Gamer, obviously the first driver to make a lap, so the purples are pretty much irrelevant. 58.3 for the first couple of sectors. We'll already be nearly a second down to Kimmy after the first 2 sectors.
It appears all the other drivers have engaged turns 2 and 3 perfectly fine. We did just see an overtake happen on a qualifying lap there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that did happen in the background.
Who knows, but Razza Gamer coming across the line. It's a 1:36.3. Now we have the pair of Red Bulls. First of all, it's Bruno with a 1:35.7. And the next will be Dropass, who invalidates. So we have the pair of Mercedes next, starting with current Tier 2 Championship leader, Scrivs, who goes wide on the final corner and invalidates. Halsey now, 35.9, puts in P2. Who do we have next? I have no idea. It's Yaps, and it's the fastest lap with a 35.6.
Yeah, but it's not going to be there for long.
And it's Kimmy with a 34.6.
34. Oh my god.
Now we have NXR Mark. Let's see what time he can put together. Final corner, nicely done. And he comes through fastest lap. It's a 34.6. And Bradders with a 35.4. Great little laps made.
Will be interesting to see how Kimi responds to that, because Mark isn't that far in front. And I'm sure Kimi can find a 10th or two for his second run through.
Absolutely.
I believe Drop Pass is next across the line?
Don't think he's on a flyer though.
He should be.
I don't think he is.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think he is, you're right. Gribbs is invalid, but he might be going again.
As you say, he saved the battery, but the fuel is looking really low, so I assume that he's going straight into the bits, and that's exactly what he does.
No, is he already out on another outlap? Rather than for 2 flying laps, to be fair to him, and he seems to be up on his time again. Maybe he's only got the 1 tire and he's just going to look to absolutely send it.
Maybe, yeah, it's obviously not going, well, yeah, he's just not going for back-to-back laps. On board with Bradders, he won't be either, as well as NXR Mark, so Razza Gamer will be the next.
He's lost a bit of time in the second sector.
But he's still on par with his time, and he invalidates.
Really just trying to find too much time there, cutting those corners, and the FIA were having none of that. Millsy will be the next. Millsy will be the next person to start a flying lap. We'll see how he goes about it here. He's got the track all to himself, basically.
Pretty much. Supposedly purple sector 2 for Halsey. Last few corners here. You really need to hook these corners nicely. Mess one up, you'll mess every other corner up. You need to get the pattern right. And let's see what time Halsey's able to put down. Oh, he improves, but it's just not enough. A 1:35.8 is the time that the Mercedes driver does get, but that does mean he lost a bit of time in that final sector.
Yeah. Kimi has already come back out, and what many people would describe to be probably too early. He's not left it to the last moment. He's come out on his fresh set of softs. He won't get another flying lap after this unless he tries to do 2 in a row, which I think for someone like Kimi, he's a one and done pretty much. He'll full send and that would be that. So interesting to see him come out so early, especially in comparison to NXR Mark, who hasn't even left the pits yet.
I mean, with 3.5 minutes to go, you have to wonder when these drivers will start to come out. On board with Millsy though, a driver who was suggested for P3 in the chat earlier by I believe that was C Davies. So let's see what time is it. A P3 time? It definitely is. It's a 35.2. It's a comfortable P3 time at that, and the Williams drivers are absolutely rocking the boat here.
One thing I will say though, I don't think he's going to be able to get in, get out, and do another lap. So that will probably be his final time of the session unless he's on another flyer now, which I don't think he is, being 8 tenths down. All these other drivers are going to have full track evolution.
Oh, Kimi's invalidated.
Well, that's fine. He should be able to charge the battery and go for another lap. That's the benefit to coming out extremely early.
That is indeed. Now, the other driver on a flyer is Drop Ass.
Oh, I can see all of the rest of the drivers coming out of the pits now. They've certainly left it late, I will say.
Drop Ass still yet to make a time. Hopefully he likes it. He left it late in Q1, left it late in Q2, and he's going to leave it late for Q3.
I believe Drop Ass is doing a second warm-up lap?
Yep.
Interesting strategy there from Red Bull. Brad is looking to be trying to get a tow from the Red Bull driver when the laps actually start. Interesting to see how close together these three are. Mark in front, obviously, and then we have the Bruno trying to get a tow from Mark. And then we have Brad is trying to get a tow from Bruno and Mark there. It's a nice three driver line though. It's very interesting actually.
Absolutely on board with Razza Gamer. He will be the next, I believe. Yep, he will be the
Millsy's
next.
retired.
Millsy comfortable with his time? But is
4 more we can go again.
Razza Gamer had an issue, so I think he's gonna wait for the next lap.
I don't think he'll get round in time. If he actually he might, but he's going to be cutting it very close.
It will be close, but it would be. He does have enough time. Drop out.
Kimmy.
Is it Kimmy or drop out? It's Kimmy who will be next.
Kimmy getting through the first sector fine this time on the main straight now. Hopefully he'll be able to set a good lap here. Because Mark has just started his lap, it would be nice to see Kimmy go in front just so Mark knows what time he has to beat. The advantage to going second, you know the time you have to get. But I think when it comes to these sorts of drivers, you just gotta put everything on the table. 2 tenths up out of Sector 2 here for Kimmy. And this sector, it's all about the technical ability and how you can get it around these corners. Kimmy's going to need to get every one of these corners to the apex, to the centimetre, if he wants to have a chance of beating Mark this qualifying session. Here we go now.
It was a great lap. Just hooked everything perfectly, and it's a 1:34.4 for the Williams driver, and that is fastest lap for the Williams driver.
And surprising news here, NXR Mark has invalidated.
Here we go, we drop ass next. It's a P5 so far for Valtteri drop ass with a 1:35.5. But as you mentioned, NXR Mark has invalidated. Will not have time to go and make another lap. So we're going to ride on board with Bruno, who's on par with his time now. Any sort of real improvement, and he can gain a lot of places here. Final couple of corners for the Red Bull man. And he does improve by 2 tenths, and it's P5 for him now. Jumps his teammate, but it's Bradders who jumps no one. And stays P4. Does improve as mentioned. But Scribs invalidates. And now we have Halsey. So Scribs stays P10. Halsey invalidates. No.
Ooh.
Now we have the Ferrari of Yaps. Can he steal the spotlight? He can quite easily do so. It's P4.
Oh, it's exactly the
it's
same
the
time.
exact same time.
Oh,
but because Millsy made the time first, he secures P3 and Yaps will stay in P4. Look at that.
Not gonna lie, I couldn't get any closer to performing the most outrageous pick. I called that Yaps would get P3 and he didn't because he didn't set the time first. Unbelievable end to an amazing qualifying session. We have the Mercedes boys down in P10, P9, because unfortunately not able to set a lap. Razza, the only harsh driver, manages to get through to Q3. He starts in P8. Then it's both the Red Bulls lining up on the same row of the grid. P7 for Dropass, P6 for LeBruno. We have Bradders in P5, great qualifying from him. Yaps in P4, stunning qualifying from him. And the top three, it is a McLaren filling of a Williams sandwich of Millsy, NXR Mark, and then Kimmy, starting from pole position. Some more bits from Elite Racing Championship. Thank you for those bits, and thank you for supporting what has been a phenomenal season here in NXR.
A lot of twists and turns, a lot of ups and downs, but overall this season has been mega.
We have word from Yaps to ready up in 5 minutes, 9:39 p.m. So, while we have this interlude before the race, do you think this is going to be an exciting race to end the season, or do you think it's going to be like most Abu Dhabi races, where it's going to be quite boring?
I think everyone will hope that it will be a thrilling end to the season, but I think we all know how Abu Dhabi tends to, what Abu Dhabi tends to deliver for us. So
But we also
who
know
knows?
how NXR delivers, and I don't think we've had a dull race here at NXR. We've had some decent ones, we've had some amazing ones, but nobody can deny the entertainment that NXR brings in its races. You never know who's going to win out of the gates, and even the top drivers like our champion Ice Cream, like someone like the Josh, like someone like C. Davies, it's always exciting to see how they adapt to each situation, and it's not a foregone conclusion who's going to win each race. And I think NXR will be able to deal with Abu Dhabi's shortcomings and still provide an entertaining race for us all to see.
Exactly. I feel like one of the biggest improvements from last season is, well, I mean, last season it was mainly battles at the front of the grid. It was mainly battles for obviously first, second, third, fourth. But this time, there seems to be less battles for first, but so much more battling at the end of the grid, which I feel
midfield
like
battles
provides a
here.
lot more entertainment, if anything.
Speaking of the midfield battle, do you mind going through with it again while we have a few minutes?
Absolutely.
Because we can keep an eye on where people have qualified and see if they set themselves up in good position to get ahead of the midfield battle.
So if Kimmy wins, at the moment, C. Davies, who's starting back of the grid, currently P2 at the moment with 101 points, but either way, he will stay P2 no matter what. But when it comes to the midfield, Yaps P5 with 62 points, Kimmy P6 with 48 points. So there's a massive chance for Kimmy to jump Yaps today, unless Yaps is able to deliver a top class performance. And with where he's starting P4, this is a great opportunity for him to stay ahead of Kimmy. Brad is 5 points behind Kimmy. Gifted Feather, who's unfortunately not racing today, is on the joint same points as Bradders with 43, and then 1 point behind them is LeBruno, obviously on 42 points. NXR Mark is 3 points behind Bruno with 38 points. It doesn't seem to have the greatest run as of late. With a couple of retirements to his name. Then 1 point behind NXR Mark is Gale Force, with who has the greatest.
How has he ended up there?
He is currently he's got 4 P11s this season, and he's 11th in the championship. He just absolutely loves that number. So that's where he's starting for now. Wait, where is he starting?
He's not starting P11 because that was Rob.
That was Rob, yeah. So Gale Force, after his P4, has put himself 1 point behind NXR Mark and has a shot to jump up to P7 in the championship, which is ridiculous. BRS Alex also racing today, 23 points to his name. Wasn't able to make it to Baku, unfortunately, and unfortunately, he's actually not in the greatest of runs at the moment. And he started off with a very, very poor run of form, and then he's only had 2 points finishes, and one of which was a second at Australia, and the other 5th at Baku. So let's see if he can keep up with his teammate today.
Let's see what tyres everyone has chosen for this race as well. I'm sure that there's going to be a few with different tyres, probably. Let's have a look. No one on the hards. That was probably expected.
Yep, Jammy Jacko both the AlphaTauris are the only drivers outside the top 10 starting on the soft compound. God knows what what strategies are going through their heads, but if they're confident with it, then absolutely go for it. They want to get moves as early as they can, and but obviously being on the softs is the way to go. Scribs, both Red Bulls. Wait, so every Honda driver is on the soft compound. They are on the charge, ladies and gentlemen. They are absolutely going for it. Scribs and Yaps, the other drivers who are starting on the soft. So this could be a great little start for Yaps on the front runners for this race.
Oh my, yeah. And I wouldn't put it past Yaps to get past Millsy or Mark, because I believe he's on the better side of the grid as well for overtakes here.
He will be on the outside, I believe.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be good for, especially if he can get the traction to go around. Kimmy will have to be defensive into turn 1, I feel. Because we know how Mark likes to do his starts.
Yeah, Mark has been working on his starts, and it's showing really. He's really improved on that.
Yeah. Start to watch here. Scribs in P10 and his teammate Halsey in P9, but Scribs is on the softs. It'll be interesting to see if Halsey will let Scribs get past straight away to really make the most out of his soft compound, or if Halsey is going to keep his position. It's going to be a think-on-the-fly situation for the Mercedes outlets there and see how best they can approach this start. I don't think any other team has that sort of situation happening right now because both of the Red Bulls on softs. And any other drivers, I don't think there's any other teams that are next to each other on the grid like that. So that will be interesting as they start to line up for this grid.
Absolutely, a very good chance for the Williams drivers to really boost themselves into, I believe. So they're currently 13 points away from the McLarens, who are currently 2nd and 15th. So this is a massive chance, and for them to also stay ahead of the AlphaTauris, who had an abysmal qualifying. So as we line up for the grid, everyone's getting ready for the final time in Tier 1 for Season 3. 5 red lights. General Jake has jumped the start, and it's lights out, and away we go. We're gonna... Oh, General Jake letting everyone by, but it's Kimmy who leads everyone. Yeah, and Mark is down the inside, and he's already made the move.
Oh, he's got the position.
He's trying to make the move, and he's done it. Very well played. And going into turn 4 now. So Mark leads from Kimmy, then Millsy, Yaps. Bradder's looking down the inside. Scribs trying to sniff around. Dropass has had a very, very odd start here. Razza fighting with Bruno. It's a drag race to the end of the corner. I am a mess here. Scribs down the inside. It looked like a freeway battle there for P4. Start. It's a fantastic start, and it's just showing off how strong those softs are.
It's like Halsey must have let him go, or perhaps Scribs was just too fast for him. He's going to be going around the outside here on Bradders. He's going to commit to the move. Oh, Bradders leaving the room.
Oh.
Not there, though.
Absolutely not there. And Dropass is just sneaked in and just
hello there, the Red Bull.
Snatched the P6 from Scribs there. Great little stuff. Oh, and a little tap.
Oh, and Scribs is a bit bump.
On the bunda of Dropass there.
Indeed, indeed. Well, other big bunda, to be fair. That rear wing is quite impressive.
Quite the big one, eh?
Yes. I will say, quick note, shout out to General Jake for jump starting, but letting everyone past anyway, just so he could avoid any incidents. That's fair enough from him. He didn't have to do that. He is serving his drive-through now. Hopefully a safety car can come and he can catch himself back up with the rest of the pack.
I would like to point out I put this on realistic and it's still dawn.
What, realistic time?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Maybe it will be night when it comes, when there's a
it's
few
later
more
in the
laps.
race, yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. But it is a 50% race, so maybe it won't get as dark as people would think.
Maybe not, but who will be making any sort of move? Bruno sniffing around. Is he gonna? He tried it. Well, I don't even think he tried it. He was having a look, but someone who is having a look is BRS Alex with Rob.
Oh, and here comes Jacko!
Jacko out of absolutely nowhere.
Oh, he's gonna try and make the move on Alex as well, I think.
He looks like
Yes,
he
he is on
might
those
round
softs.
the outside.
Ooh. Alex is gonna be squeezing him all the way here.
And Jacko's able
Gets
to
it done,
keep it
and it's
going.
gonna allow Rob to start fighting him. Oh no, Alex defends well. A great positioning and movement from Jammy Jacko. He's made up a lot of positions from his mass mishap in Q1, sorry.
Absolutely, but the thing people have to be worried about, remember the amount of validations we saw, so penalties will be a factor here as Mark maintains his first position. There's a bit of a gap now, the front three pulling away from the rest of the grid. Yap's in his own little race as well as Bradders.
Yaps, you'd think that this is actually a poor start from Yaps, all things considered, because he needed to make those softs work on the line, and as it turns out, those mediums runners ahead of him have stayed ahead of him. So it's a shame, really. Yaps would have probably expected more from himself there.
Maybe.
But DRS is now enabled, I believe?
Yep. So, and Bruno will have it nicely on Scribs here. And you'd have to expect a nice little move here.
Even with Squizz's own DRS, he just can't stop the Red Bull engine.
No
Screaming down the straight. And I mean, Bruno giving Scribs the space there fairly, and he still gets the position.
Oh, and Jacko's
Jacko
just
again!
made the move.
He's
And he's about to make another double overtake
Look at this!
on back-to-back laps.
I mean, Jammy Jacko, he's not been partying as much, I don't believe, and I think it's affected his performances on the track. He's partying his way through the field, to be honest with you.
Absolutely, up 12 positions already, having
12 positions in 3 laps!
which is absolutely incredible. Oh,
I
no,
mean,
he's
I
starting
hope he can
P19
continue this. I mean, still a lot of positions
That's still a
in
lot.
3 laps. And he's going to be looking at drop pass, I think, sooner than you'd think. What speed is in this Alpha Tauri engine? Alex already being the first person to get 3 seconds. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
The first victim to the penalty is BRS Alex in the Ferrari. But the man of the moment right now is Jammy Jacko. And look, he's looking to make a move already.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You have the better line, and it's a wonderful little line.
Oh my god, he has sent LeBruno to the shops.
His drop pass is in the
Come
bin
back
here.
for a Pepperami, lad.
And Bruno gets a time penalty after just watching this battle between Dropass and Jammy Jacko.
Dropass will have DRS on Jacko, and Jacko won't have any DRS himself. He's got more overtake, more ERS than Jacko as well, so he should get the position back.
I think he'll try to send it. I don't know if the position's there for him. Jammy Jacko also going slightly deep. And all over the... Oh, Dropass has spun!
Oh, he's gone around! Oh, and he's done a double pirouette with a 3-point turn.
And look,
he's all the way
Scribs
down in P19.
Easily making the move on Bruno because Bruno had to... He hesitated because of... Oh, and Alex has absolutely sent it!
Jesus! Oh, he's not going to get that though. Yeah, no, that's too...
I think that Scribs also off. It is! Two drivers off at once.
Tomzo is inside him now.
What?
He's going to be on the inside here. Oh, it's going to be dangerous to go alongside a driver with tyres burning up like that, but he's got the move done. Jacko up into P7. He's avoiding everything right now. Kimmy with the fastest lap. He overtook Mark at some point.
Yeah, we just didn't see that, did we?
No, he didn't.
It's probably
Gale
from
Force is also up into P11. He's gained a lot of positions
Gale
as
Force
well.
P11.
These
Who would have
soft
known?
tyres. These soft tyres are putting in work. Spinala, 3 seconds, multiple warnings.
But you have to say, what a great little start from drivers like Halsey. Millsy, you have to say, being able to keep up with the front runners is quite incredible.
Yeah,
and
Yaps is dead in the water. 3 seconds back. It looks like Millsy's actually going to be putting
yellow
pressure on Mark
flags
here.
is an issue for BRS Alex,
It's
I
BRS
think that
Alex
is.
again. Yeah, he's gone from bad to worse these days. He's a good qualifier and good around Monaco, but he just seems to can't put it together everywhere else. Dropouts coming out of the pits now on the medium set of tyres.
Razor Gamer making the move very, very easily. Bruno not putting really any fight into that. Jammy Jacko has already gained 2 seconds onto Helsier, and he is going to make a very simple move on
I will say,
the Mercedes, but he
Jacko's
has
got
absolutely
little to no overtake.
Yeah, he's absolutely rinsed his ERS for this, but for entertainment purposes, I absolutely respect it.
He is vibing. And he's going to be closing on Bradders very quickly here. How has he done so well? What is his setup? I might be purloining that for tomorrow.
I have no idea, but it seems to be a very stable one. Actually, no, I lie. Oh, and he nearly goes into the wall! And Halsey's having a little sniff now.
I think he's going to hold the position for now. Jacko just trying to regain some ERS after some fabulous opening laps.
Oh, Bradders! He spun!
Oh my goodness, he's come back on the track really quick there. He had no control of his car. And Jacko P5, Gale Force P10. It's been a fabulous start from the Alpha Tauris. Has Bradders got wing damage? I don't think he has.
I'm
and he's still ahead of his teammate.
But for how long?
Millsy here, very close on Mark's rear end here. He will have DRS again. This could be a move for second position for the Williams 1-2. Wing is open. ERS is activated for both drivers.
Millsy, as soon as he turned it on, he decided, nope, I'm turning all that off. But it would be nice to see, it would be cool to see who will get the first penalty from the top 3. As Bruno makes the move on Rob. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's all a mess and Rob's gone off the track.
Oh, Rob, no.
Oh, Gale Force has just said, thank you very much. I'll take P8.
What have these Alpha Tauris been smoking?
Oh, and Raz has gone way too deep, and see Davies is now here.
Oh my god, he's gone through the grid as well.
And there's the penalty.
The
And
Jammy
Razor
Jacko.
Gamer has had another issue, and which is why the yellow flags came out.
Oh, Scribbs doing a late dive on Tomzo there, almost destroying his wing. Oh, and there's a bumpy bump from Bradders. Oh, and he's missed the pit entry.
Oh, and he has spun, unfortunately.
A lot of people boxing very quickly here. I don't think there's a virtual safety car or anything. A lot of these medium drivers looking to come into the pits very quick here. I don't know if there's been a lot of damage or if all the strategies just coincided. Spinala going onto the hard compound tyres as well as Razor Gamer. Very interesting.
They're looking to one-stop this race. Very interesting.
I don't think the hards are the way around here, especially with this group of drivers.
Yeah, it will be hard, but look at this. See, Davies has the run on Gale Force. He will be looking to make the move. Gale Force giving all the respect you need. And
I mean,
that is a
I
move
could watch those two race all day.
Comfortably made by MC Davies. Gale Force has the RS back. He could look for an overtake back.
Oh my god, he
and
will.
He does
He
try
sent
it.
Though. He's deep in the corner. Oh, bumped!
A little bump.
Ooh.
And
no damage though.
Yeah, 0 damage for either driver. A little bit of lag here and there, but it's absolutely fine now. Halsey wasn't able to stay on board with Jammy Jacko, who obviously picked up that 3-second penalty. That is what happens when you really try push your car to the absolute limits.
One thing I will say, these top three are split by only a second between all three of them. 1.1 seconds right now, the gap between Wilsey and Kimmy. It's exceptionally tight, and Galeforce is boxed. Galeforce has pulled the trigger.
Being
Fabulous
on the
first
soft,
stint from him.
You should expect those drivers to come in.
One for the mediums.
Those softs should last around that time, and it's an issue. Scribs.
I switched at exactly the one time, and I nearly jumped out my chair because it looked like he paranormal activitied me. Wow.
I don't feel like that's cutting the corner for Remaster, so we could probably get that removed.
If he doesn't cut any more corners in the race. But Remaster going to look on BRS Alex here. Millsy's going to look on Mark. He's right alongside, round the outside. Oh, and he's been touched. Oh my goodness, he nearly got spun round by Mark. And it's now Williams 1-2. I don't know if you managed to catch that on stream in time.
I caught the end part, but I didn't get the full overtake, but so who knows how that was meant to go. But look at this, great placement by Remaster to hold off BRS Alex, and that's P9 for the Alpine.
Both of them do have penalties though, and it's going to allow Rob to get away, and it's going to allow Night Owl to close up.
Well, gaps are the gaps are showing in the leaderboard.
The Bruno and Dropass both stopped, and is the highest drivers up the grid to have stopped. Jacko's come in. We'll see where he comes out after an exceptional first stint. He's going to be putting on these medium compound tyres. Great stint from Jammy Jacko. Let's see how much he is rewarded for such efforts. Sector 1 yellow flag. It looks like it's C. Davies? Yes, it is. He's destroyed his front wing, and after a great first stint from him himself, he's a victim of turn 2. No front wing for that man.
That's quite the shame.
Very much a shame. And Jacko is in P10 after that first stint. Exceptional work. Scribs has boxed again for the mediums.
Now look at the run. Oh, BRS Alex should get that time penalty because he went completely off the track to make the move.
I would say that's also an illegal overtake, but we move. DRS here for Remaster. We might get one back here. As Galeforce looks like a move on Brad as they're side by side into the corner. Showing the respect, Galeforce, and he's going to get the better
on the
line.
roll faster than Bradders, but Bradders does have that inside line. Galeforce taking an extremely wide line, but I think Bradders actually backed out, unless he had a little snap or oversteer or whatever. He settles for P15 for now. Oh, look at this drop. Oh yeah, sorry. See,
Kimmy's pulled the trigger.
Still struggling with...
And Yaps has followed him in. Kimmy has pulled the trigger on Millsy and NXR Mark. And he's putting on the softs. Soft tyres there for Kimmy. And we're going to see how Mark reacts to this. There's an issue here near the pit lane. It's, I believe it's C. Davies again.
Yeah,
no, it's Night Owl. Everyone's boxing and coming in at nearly the same times. It's chaos. Chaos
P8 now.
At the start-finish straight.
So, wait, so Jammy Jacko jumps... No, he doesn't.
He's jumped Yaps.
He's jumped Yaps, He was so
hell.
far ahead.
Excuse my language, stream, but Jammy Jacko has done a blinder here.
I'm sure Yaps was nearly like 6 or 7 seconds away.
Yaps was P4.
And then Jammy Jacko just pulled that out of the bag.
Tell you what, the undercut is powerful. The undercut is powerful.
They're going to ride on board with Kimmy, I think. As Tom said, looks like he's going to make the move in general. Jake.
I expect Mark to pull the trigger this lap to try and limit how powerful the undercut will be here. Kimmy obviously having boxed the lap previous, you would expect Mark to come in as well. No, he's staying out, and Millsy is going into the pits. Mark could be going for a one-stop here. I think if Mark doesn't box there, he has to be going for a one-stop, though I could be wrong on that assumption.
I think what he's going to do, because normally the strategy is medium, soft, medium. He might be trying to stretch those mediums so he can set with 2 sets of softs for the rest of the race. Which, as seen with Jammy, Jacko and Gale Force, could prove to be very vital in this race.
Definitely, definitely. We'll see the difference here between Kimi and Millsy from that stint, and it looks like he's gained a couple of seconds just from the 1 lap difference.
He's gained on.
That is incredible.
I'm gonna look at.
So that's more like 2 seconds per lap you gain. And Jammy Jacko, along the inside of BRS Alex here, he's going to be going up to 6th position here. I don't know how much practice the AlphaTauri has done on this track, but it seems like they know the secret recipe. Especially Jammy Jacko. He's been tremendous so far here today.
Absolutely, and next on his eyes is Icelandic Rob, who started on those mediums, remember?
He's going long as well. A few drivers opting for this possible one-stop. Or just waiting for a safety car, maybe. Tomzo making a position on Mark's pulled the trigger. Very late, considering he's going to peel put on the softs. There's no way he goes to the end on these sets of softs. I think Mark's done a bad play here.
He's going to have 2 sets of softs for the rest of the race, so we'll have to see how that plays out for him.
But I feel like Kimi and Millsy could also attempt that. Let's see.
Difference.
I think Millsy's also jump mark.
Coming out of the pits.
Yeah, Millsy is also jump mark, and well, let's just say, he is far behind. He is 5 seconds behind to Kimi, and 4 seconds almost behind to Millsy.
Oh, Jammy Jacko. To be in all sorts of messes there. He's really pushing the life out of this car.
It's insane how those mediums are only 2 laps old, because it feels like he's been gunning so much for so long.
Absolutely, Yaps making
Yaps on BRS Alex. Very easy there. Oh, Jacko
really
wiggles!
Struggling again. Icelandic
So is
Rob
Rob.
in the same position.
Not DRS though, it seems. Oh, it is DRS, sorry, it was just earlier.
Looks like Jacko will look to make the move on Icelandic Rob.
How is he so quick? Oh!
He wasn't sure about it, and then he went for it anyway. Now, yeah, look at this. The Ferraris are both looking at this. Looking at this battle, and they'll probably take advantage of this.
I mean, Yap's still penalty free. That's important.
Yeah. Rob yet to box as well.
Yeah, it looks like those mediums aren't what they used to be. Kimi has overtaken Halsey as he finally comes in. It is a Williams 1-2 on track and on strategy. Mark trying to chase them down.
He's using the overtake now, and he should be able to get the move done into turn 1.
Oh, brilliant move from Jacko.
Great move.
Yap's right on the back as well.
We'll sit for now.
It looks like Alex pulled the trigger on his mediums. Rob and Brewmaster and Bradders are the last drivers out on these mediums from the beginning. Jake obviously having a drive-through pen. It looks like Jacko's just pulling away. Even with DRS, Rob doesn't stand a chance, and he's going to get overtaken by Yaps here. Those 12-lap-old mediums are dead in the water as Yaps easily makes the move, and he might actually be close enough to Jacko for DRS on him as well. He will. He does get DRS, but he's got the same amount of battery as Jacko. And it's going to be very hard. He's going to try and stay in the slipstream, but he's going to get nowhere near.
It's good to see
Scribs.
where these two drivers end up.
Right alongside BRS Alex. He's going to be doing a better line to get through here. DRS is engaged. And that... Oh, Alex with some very aggressive defending.
And there's
Oh,
an issue. It's a Red Bull. It's Dropass who's spun
It's
and hit the
Dropass, he's
wall.
bumping the wall.
And he's
no
got some-
wing at all. Virtual safety
Wait
car.
a minute. Oh no, I saw that completely wrong. That's my bad.
Millsy's boxed. Millsy's boxed under the virtual. This is interesting. Millsy, very quick reaction time there to box under these virtual safety car conditions. It is only virtual, however. Icelandic Rob has also pulled the trigger. Mediums for Millsy to try and go to the end on them. That's going to be a risk, but under virtual safety car, he's going to gain a lot of time doing that.
Softs
Rob
for
on
Rob.
softs. Sorry.
Mediums for Millsy, and for Brewmaster, it's a new front wing.
And Millsy has timed that to perfection. The virtual safety car was out for basically as long as Millsy needed to box. I don't know how much time he saved by pitting on the virtual, but I think that makes him the net leader. That might just make him the net leader here. Brilliant strategy call there from Millsy. Jacko in a P3 position right now, can I just mention? It's been a phenomenal showing from him.
How's making the move on Bruno and positions his car absolutely perfectly. So Bruno has no way of making a switchback, but with DRS and overtake, it should be a very, very comfortable move to reclaim position. But both drivers really find out, both giving as much as. Oh Jesus! Sorry, Halsey's had a brilliant exit here.
Yeah.
Bruno with the inside line, and
Halsey is DC'd. It's always been. That's gonna be not fun for Gale Force. Straight through the Mercedes car. And it looks like Halsey's connection problems have come back.
Oh.
Definitely.
And he's, yeah. Poor Halsey.
Oh, he's gone wide as well. Oh, nearly hitting Rob. But yeah, tremendous showing from the Alpha Tauris, by the way. Absolutely incredible. Would like to point out, I'm gonna jinx this, but no driver has DNF'd yet in this race, and we're already over halfway through. That's got to be some kind of NXR record.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Surely you'd have to think. But yeah, Yap's still keeping within DRS of Jammy Jacko, so I'm sure he's probably just conserving his tires and because
But
he's
I think Jacko, Jacko might be doing the same though. I don't think Yaps can get him here.
Oh no.
Definitely not. Brewmaster going to be looking to move on General Jake here. Looks to be an easy move here. I don't think General Jake can do anything, but he might be able to get a switchback. Depending on the line into this. No, I think Brewmaster's going to be fine.
Halsey's just lagging further and further back the grid.
That is a shame. He
had
did
a lot
so
of
well in
promising
quality.
pace. He's been doing well in this race as well, but just unfortunately the internet issues smack him in the face there.
Watch, he'll probably jump back up into the top 10, but Night Owl, interesting, we don't see this often. Got a 5-second penalty for an illegal overtake off the circuit. He gained a position through a corner cut and has been given 5 seconds for it. And Raza Gamer, who he could have overtook, is going to make the move straight back. And General Jake around the outside of both of them, all that could have been bad. And Halsey is right alongside with them. Yaps is getting close to Jacko. He's going to make the move here. Yaps has made the move on Jammy Jacko. Oh, he's nearly bumped him. Couldn't slow down in time. But Jacko here will try and retort. He's had a great exit. Yaps is burning his ERS. Yeah, but Jacko's definitely going to make the move back here. Brilliant racing between these two. It's been phenomenal. Scribb's going to try and make the move on Bradders here on the main straight. He's going to do that just fine. Gale Force look to be under pressure from Tomzo here, but it's not going to be enough. a line of 3 here between LeBruno, Galeforce, and Tomzo for some high points paying positions here, which could make all the difference in the constructors' standings.
With Gale Force's record, you just have to pretty much wonder what will go wrong for Gale Force.
I don't
It doesn't
see
fit the
anything going
pattern,
wrong.
him getting points.
I don't see anything going wrong here because these AlphaTauris, they've timed this race to perfection and they've needed to put out a big result for the constructors, and they have done.
I mean,
Just hope it doesn't mess up.
Still 12 laps to go.
But they've put in a good position. Halsey, Bruno, Galeforce, why? All 3 of them getting 3 seconds worth of penalties back to back to back in very, very quick succession. And these drivers here, the drivers like Yaps, Millsy, Rob especially here, to be fair, because these might actually be a difference. He hasn't got a time penalty yet, so the points that he could gain here are massive. Brewmaster making a move on Spinala. Shut me up if I'm speaking too much. Galeforce. Oh, he makes the move on the Bruno, but it's not going to be the only overtake happening here. Surely Tom's around the outside, and he's managed to hold it, LeBruno. Will anyone try and make a move on the second straight? Bruno has DRS on Tomzo, but I think Tomzo's DRSing on Galeforce will keep him safe for now. The AlphaTau, he's P3 and P6.
Bruno nearly sending it to the back of Tomzo, then completely cutting the corner.
That's definitely a warning. Kimmy's pulled the trigger again on Mark. He's caught Mark off guard twice in a row now, getting the undercut. That's not going to sit right with NXR Mark, because he's going to gain more time on him here.
The real question is, what does Kimmy put on? He puts on another set of mediums.
I think he has to with so long left. And Millsy here, that pit stop under virtual safety car has taken him so far ahead of Kimmy. Look at the space he's gained.
That's quite incredible. But it's
6
just Millsy
seconds.
needs to look after these tyres. 14 laps
Bruno.
on the medium will be very, very difficult.
I mean, Bradders has done 17. General Jake's done 16. So it is possible.
It is possible. This is a massive chance for Millsy. Remember, only 3 laps older than Kimmy as well.
Pitting under that virtual safety car has done so much for him in this race, and I'm interested to see when Jacko boxes where he comes out, because I think he might be within a shout of a podium here if something happens to the top 3. Yaps can't seem to get past him permanently, and he's just stuck in the back. But Yaps doesn't need to get past him because Jacko has 3 seconds worth of penalties, at least.
Tomzo makes a very, very comfortable overtake on Gale Force, 4P6.
Tomzo is on the softs. 10 laps old, those softs. They've got to be near puncture range. Mark has pulled the trigger the lap after this time, not making the same mistake as he did before. Going to be putting on another set of softs. That's an early call for softs, isn't it?
It's a right call for softs, and that
It's
is
the right call, but it's an early call. His teammate has just done 10 laps on softs as Jacko boxes. He's stuck in the pit lane. Oh no, he hasn't. It's just a glitch from my end. We've got to see where he comes out.
Mark's
His
not
teammate...
at it. Mark's right, quite close to Kimmy here. Remember, he's on the softs whilst Kimmy's on the mediums.
That is interesting. Jacko has come out P8. And he's got drivers ahead of him that need to box. This could be a monumental effort from the driver from the back of the grid. And he's going to get DRS in some of these cars here with older tyres. It is the battle of Tomzo, Galeforce, Rob, and now Jacko is joining in the fun. How many positions will he be gaining? He's going to get Rob here. Piece of cake. Piece of cake there. Tomzo and Galeforce are going to be issue. Jacko and Galeforce will be talking like mad on comms right now to make sure they don't screw each other over. Brilliant positioning of the car from Galeforce to allow Jacko to have the run through on Tomzo. He's got past all 3 of these cars within a matter of corners.
But
I
Gale
mean-
Force having to commit, letting Jacko pass, has now lost position to Rob.
I don't think he'll mind there because Gale Force is going to be boxing soon anyway, so he'll be losing those positions regardless. I think Gale Force has done a terrific job helping Jacko get through those cars with little issue. Rob making a move on Tomzo as well. He's been a bit iffy here on these 11 lap hold softs. Kimi setting the fastest lap of the race. That's going to be an important point for the Williams team. As Tomzo and Gale Force pull the trigger simultaneously, leaving Rob out. Be interesting to see if either of them jump the other in the pits. Softs for Gale Force, who has come out ahead of Tomzo on the mediums. Gale Force jumps the McLaren in the pits, and you got to say he's got to be happy with that. Gale Force in his natural position of P11 here, with one more stint left to go on the soft compound tyre. He's got it all to do here. Let's see what happens.
So it will also be quite interesting to see when Yaps boxes as well, to see how much he loses on Jammy Jacko.
Do you think he will box, is the question here. It would be a long stint on the mediums, but sometimes you got to take risks. And in a position like Yaps is now, he does enjoy a risk.
He can quite easily do it. Like, we saw Bradders do 17 on the medium, so why can't Yaps do 19?
Hmm. It's just a shame that he doesn't have the info of what percentage tyres that driver was at. NXR Mark setting the fastest lap on those softs. He's almost within a second of Kimi now, who has also caught up to Millsy. Mark here on these softs could be a danger with a few laps to go now. Jacko has pulled 3 seconds from Rob. This is very important because I don't know how many seconds of penalties he does have, but if he only has 3, that's going to be mega for him.
Absolutely.
Alex, 3 seconds. And there's a yellow flag. It's a Red Bull. It's Alex again.
Red Bull. Very, very good Red Bull.
Not a Red
BRS
Bull.
Alex.
My apologies. My apologies.
Yaps
Well, I mean
at the
Alex
top
Albon in fairness.
Alex at the bottom. Ferrari's having mixed emotions today.
I mean, he's not going to be first for very long because here comes Millsy.
And that's a 3-second time penalty for NXR Mark.
Oh, that's really bad for Mark to get now because he's going to need to push on those softs even more than he needed to before. Kimi, Yaps, and Millsy just need to keep it clean, and they could be in a chance of keeping their podium positions. That is a penalty that Mark Sousa did not want to get. And Jacko's got another 3 seconds! That's at least 6 for Jacko now, and that's going to be putting him back into the danger zone of Icelandic Rob.
It's one thing having pace, it's another thing having pace within the racing lines.
Gale Force still in P11. He's not made a move on the Bruno yet. Spinana 3 seconds. P9. Brilliant drive on these hard compounds, you have to say, from Spinana. Being a bit of a sleeper driver here, just making his way up positions while other drivers have boxed. Those hard compound tyres might carry him through to a point or two at the end, but he does have Bruno and Gale Force on fresh tyres catching him up very quickly indeed.
Oh, here we go.
No drivers DNFing yet.
Yeah,
Yaps
holding up Kimi. So now Mark gained over nearly a second in this first sector because Kimi was being held up by Yaps. Kimi's now absolutely centre on Yaps, and will keep position. Now Mark should be able to get position on Yaps as well.
Kimi also fresher tyres than Millsy here. I don't know if they'll make the move,
it is for the Red Bull. And talking about DNF.
He's retired and he's.
It's a safety car.
It's a safety car late on. And that's going to be big for someone like Yaps. If he can pit and get in front of Jacko, that's going to be an excellent position for him to be in.
This is a great opportunity for Yaps.
Who's gonna take the risk here on box? Because it's actually gonna be very interesting to see how drivers attempt this. Let's take a look one by one. Who's gonna pull the trigger? We've seen a few back markers decide to come in for fresh tyres because they've got no reason not to. Millsy here does pull the trigger. Kimmy follows. It's a double stack for Williams.
Mark stays out.
Sosa stays out as he should. Yaps is coming. Jacko should stay out. Jacko should stay out. And he does. Oh, this could be mega for Jacko. Rob could come in here, and he decides to. Squibs with 12 lap old mediums, you expect he's coming in. He is. Anyone else ready to pull the trigger? Brewmaster stays out. I don't know why he's done that. Spinala comes in. Quickly followed by the Bruno. Gale Forces stayed out because he pitted just before the safety car. He might gain a few positions here as a result. He didn't need to box again, and he's just got a few positions because other drivers wanted some fresh softs for this restart. It's P2 and P7 for AlphaTauris. It seems like most drivers have decided to box. Jacko being the outlier here is very interesting. We've seen his pace.
We've seen...
So Wolf... Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, we've seen his pace on the front foot attacking. How is his defensive ability?
We've heard from another one of the drivers that they went 19 laps on mediums and they were in puncture territory, so interesting call there. And that safety car might have helped Yaps out. Now, oh, Alex. Right, so penalties here are now going to be playing an even more important part. Millsy penalty free, Yaps penalty free, Kimmy penalty free, Rob penalty free, Scribs and Bradders penalty free. Razza as well, possibly. But the drivers without penalties now, it's going to be big. And while we don't know the exact time penalties people have, depending on how many they have, they could be dropping down the order a lot if they aren't careful. We know Jacko has at least 6, if my memory serves me correctly, though I'm not actually sure. He's going to have to do a lot here. Looks like we're going to have a nice little sprint race here. See, who thought Abu Dhabi wouldn't have been exciting? We've had an excellent showing of drivers here, really pulling out all the stops to make NXR as exciting as it can be for this season finale. And, well, I think my driver of the day has to be Jammy Jacko so far, really putting it in when it counts for this season finale. And for the draft that's coming up next week, even regardless of where he finishes today, a drive like this to go through the grid, he's got to be in some drivers, some team principals' notebooks as a driver to be picked for next season. Tell me, who do you think is going to win this race?
It's going to be a very difficult one, but I feel like this is a massive chance for Millsy. And it would come to the shock of a lot of people because he wasn't that close to the other drivers ahead of Mark and Kimmy for quali, so hopefully he can bring the pain.
He is just an academy driver after all, is Millsy, so a result like this in Tier 1 is going to put him in good stead for the draft as well. Safety car is in this lap as well, so we'll be interested to see how this restart goes. I'll let you take control of that.
Say no more.
Mark very slow.
Here we go. When will Mark set everyone off?
Now.
And he's gone. Jammy Jacko right up with him. Oh, it has a little snap at the end there, but it's a great little start from Millsy as well. Yap's unable to stay with the Williams driver.
It's a Barney at the back here as well. We could see another incident. Razzo and Halsey side by side. They're not letting up. If something happens at the front, please tell me, because I'm just watching the back here.
Not too much.
It looks like everyone is being very clean.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Yaps
here's
losing
Kimmy.
Position to Kimmy.
Kimmy.
And now Kimmy can be on the charge here. But Gale Force now, can he make the overtake on Brewmaster?
Oh, what a brilliant move from the AlphaTauri there. Brewmaster will have an attempt to go around the outside again. He's been very aggressive for that. And he's almost going to pay the price. His drivers like Rob and Scribs are going to get the jump on him. It's been a difficult drive here from Scribs, but he's done so well. Brewmaster's going to be a very ambitious and try and send it on the inside, but Scribs held his position well. And Brewmaster's gone wide. As then Rob overtakes. Here comes the Alpine of his teammate, Bradders. Bruno's going to come at him as well. Brewmaster didn't pit under this safety car. And 10-lap-old Sauce really showing just how bad they are. Millsy is getting close to Jacko here, and the driver on the medium tyre. He's going to be under pressure soon. 3 laps to go.
Can Jacko or even Mark get the gap? Jacko could easily just defend, or somehow defend these two Williams drivers off, so Mark can get that 3-second gap. But he's not. Mark isn't his teammate, so I think Jacko's just defending for his life here. So it's gonna be a close one, isn't it? It's gonna be a very
Bruno on Brewmaster, sorry. So many overtakes. I'm just trying to get all of them to really broadcast to everybody. Millsy is going to have another bite of the cherry on Jacko here, but Jacko's just burning all of his ERS in order to keep up with Mark. Maybe when DRS gets online, he'll be able to ride on the back of him. Mark's actually surprisingly slow, all things considered.
Jacko
Massive corner cut.
Millsy's got 3 seconds.
Millsy's followed him for 3 seconds, and Kimmy is now the net race leader.
This is all in Kimmy's hands. This is a massive chance for Yaps as well. Gale Force holding his own at the moment in P6.
Against Scribs as well. A fantastic driver in his own right. These AlphaTauris came to play today, and even if the safety car has kind of costed them, you've got to say they provided stunning entertainment for all of us here today.
Oh, it's a yellow
DRS
flag.
enabled, but it's a
It's
yellow flag.
Spinala.
It's Spinala doing his namesake. He's completely lost his wing.
3 seconds
Too
time
late
penalty
for any sort of
Brewmaster
safety
and
car, and
someone
he
else.
has just retired on track. I don't really blame him. Hopefully Halsey won't be impeded by him.
Oh, Kimmy has a nice
Does
little
Brewmaster have a puncture? No, I think he was just slow.
Well,
He could get a puncture before the end of this race.
1.2 seconds now, the gap for Mark, but 3 seconds just about. Yaps is at the 3-second mark between
Kimmy
Mark
needs to get
and Yaps.
Kimmy needs to get past Millsy as soon as possible, but Millsy wants to get past Jacko because this might be for position.
Oh, a little snap!
Oh,
but
Millsy
this
is going to hold up
massive for
Kimmy as well.
This Kimmy, Yaps has to try and get involved with this as Rob now overtakes Gale Force. And Millsy.
Oh, Millsy around the outside of Jacko. He's gonna full send this, and Kimmy's gonna be.
Oh,
he's
yes!
on Jacko spun. Millsy with a very aggressive move, and unfortunately, it sent Jacko down the pecking order and back to where his teammate is. Millsy might have been a bit too over aggressive there, and the fact that he's not letting his teammate go is quite bad, all things considered, because Mark might be able to get this 3-second gap. Why isn't Millsy letting Kimmy go?
I wouldn't know. The only thing I would suspect is it gives him a higher chance in getting the 3-second gap to Yaps,
But what I would say here is if you're an academy driver looking for a drive next season, you need to show you can play the team game. And Millsy not letting the teammate through and could cost him a win here on this final lap. It could really be curtains from Williams here. I'm sure Kimmy is screaming on the team radio for Millsy to let him through.
absolutely.
He will have DRS here. Millsy's defending. He's using up all of his ERS. This is an absolute...
It's not going to be enough, because Kimmy is flying by, and is Yaps going to have now a chance? Oh, with that ERS, I really don't think he will. But let's have a little look to see if he does. Yellow flag.
Yellow flag. It's at the back of the grid.
And Yaps won't have a chance, but I don't think he would mind not having a chance, because he is looking for a P2.
And Scribbs, I don't know how close he will end up being, but he could try and get this podium.
Bruno, 3-second time penalty, yellow flags, and I think it's an issue for Bradders. I think it's an issue for both Bradders and BRS Alex. Bradders has gone spinning again. He's just done a rocky chop.
But Mark's spin it in the end! Mark's spin it in the end and he's crashed! Mark spinned it on the final corner, and Kimmy wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Oh my, oh my. Oh my goodness gracious me.
My jaw has completely dropped. Yes, he wasn't going to win anyway, but...
Did you catch that on stream? Please tell me you caught that.
I didn't. No, I wasn't on board with...
Oh, I've clipped it at least, but... Oh my goodness, what a fail from NXR Mark.
There is one thing I would like to say. Yes, he spun. Yes, all this and that. He DNF'd on the final corner. Please don't shower him with hate, please.
Don't shower him with hate,
but
he has just cost McLaren a shit ton of points. And I don't think team principals Ali and Cal will be happy. Jammy Jacko gets the games driver of the day, and he has done very good at entertaining us today. But what an ending to the race. You can count on one thing with NXR, and it's how we end our races. It's a double podium for Williams, and Yaps, the owner, gets P2 after a phenomenal drive from all of these.
Wow. I think that's all I can say. Just wow.
Do not throw death threats at Mark Perez.
That was quite something.
And despite the best efforts of Millsy, Kimmy has managed to win the Grand Prix, which is great for him. Millsy retains his podium by two tenths over the Mercedes of Scribbs. It's a brilliant showing for their team, for those teams, and their team principal will be ecstatic with those results. Both of the Alpha Tauris with insane points finishes, can I point out. Jacko and Gale Force. They're definitely the team that have done the best today, considering their starting positions, and it's a shame we won't be able to talk to either of them about their results. Anything you want to say?
What an end to this final race of the season. Having won for what we thought was going to be one of the best drives in NXR from Jammy Jacko, unfortunately ended with a collision with Millsy, but Millsy being one of the new drivers to fill in as well. But it's a great performance from Millsy, and could he be a possibility for someone for the draft?
Speaking of Millsy, should be getting him through an interview because he did get third place. I believe he got third place anyway. Josh?
Sorry?
Should we get the paper in for interviews first off with Millsy?
Yeah, I can let you deal with said interviews.
Okay, okay. Let's get Mills again, third place. Brilliant showing from this reserve today, and has potentially put his name in the hat for a draft position, possibly in the higher rounds. We'll see if he knows the procedures shown for the interview. He does.
Hi, boys.
Hello, hello, Millsy. Don't need to worry about your audio, it is included. So tell me, that was a brilliant drive from you as a reserve driver. Tell me how it feels to be on the podium on, I believe, your NXR debut.
Yeah, it was my debut. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, quality pace wasn't quite with the front two boys, but race pace I came through and got consistent laps in and made a good use of the VSC. So then the safety car came out. So yeah, brought us back level. But if I didn't get the pen, it could have been a win. But you know, I'm happy with the podium on the debut. So.
Yeah, of course. Brilliant strategy there to play it under the virtual safety car. Was there much talking between you and your teammate? Because you both were boxing at very similar times, but then at the end, you both were just fighting for position despite your penalty. Was there much team communication there, or were you both just doing your own thing?
Yeah, I was talking to Kimmy, and with the box under safety car, he sort of backed up the field a tiny bit just to give us a bit more leeway. And then I let him go on the last lap to try and keep with the 3 seconds. So yeah, I mean, like, I could have let him go a bit earlier, but I don't think it really hampered him too much in the end because he won. So I think it's all good.
What are your thoughts on NXR Mark at the end there? Did you see what happened with him? Because he crashed like on the final corner. What were your thoughts on that?
Very fortunate for myself, but yeah, very unlucky for Mark. He drove a very good race. I'm not really too sure what happened. I just think he lost it off the curb, really. But yeah, I mean, fortunate for myself because it would have been P4 otherwise. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you want to say? I'm sure a lot happened in that race which we didn't get to see. Any highlights from you personally? Anything you want to mention?
No, not really. It was good to fight up the front really, and hopefully I can do a bit more reserving next season if you guys are willing to take me on. So we'll see.
Wow, after that performance, I don't think you'll be reserving. I think you'll have a full-time seat if the team principals have been paying close attention. Are you in the draft?
I'm not. I'm too honest, I'm not sure. I literally joined the server just today. So.
I would message the 31st alley if I were you, because I'm sure you will be included in the draft if you are so inclined. But for now, just enjoy the champagne and have a great rest of your evening.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers for the comms.
Thank you. Well. First drive for him, first podium for him, and maybe more in the future. We're going to be looking to get our owner in now. Yaps, if I can find him. There he is. P2 today, phenomenal drive from him. Really showed us the power that he has around the track, and brilliant job in the Ferrari. It is Yaps. Hello, sir.
Hello.
So before we get into the specific questions, just tell me about that race. How did it feel? You were definitely fighting up there. Do you think you could do better? Do you think you could have won today?
I felt... Nah, I don't feel... with the pace that front three... Yeah, three. I felt I could get close to Millsy, but with that first stint, I was just struggling to just pull away. I was fighting Jack, who had ridiculous pace.
Yeah, he did. Just a shame what happened to him near the end there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, and then the safety car helped me out. In the second stint, I decided to stay out with Jacko, but get out. Safe. The softs came up. Yeah, the rest, fortunate for Mark, out on a win.
The strategy today, you started on softs in comparison to the top three that started on mediums. Were you hoping to gain more off the start, or do you think it was a lost cause? Do you think you could have done...
I saw better? The front three were on mediums, and I thought I could have probably jumped to at least 2 of them, but it didn't really pay out. I was slotting in behind, and then I was just losing out, really.
Well, it paid off in the end. You got P2. I don't know if it would have made any difference, but obviously seeing NXR Mark crash out in front of you with mere seconds to go, how did that click in your mind? Were you able to react in time? What was going through your mind when you were just about to cross the line and that happened?
I saw the McLaren pull. I initially thought it was a lapped car, maybe like a Tomzo or something. Like, is it Tomzo in the McLaren? Yeah.
Yes.
And then I see like the position flick, and I was like, oh my god, I will take that. Obviously, it's unfortunate for Mark, but I will take that. And I was like, yeah, more points to push for P2, which in the constructors, which I don't think we managed to get, but it was a good run this season. It was a very good run.
I'm sure Manoy is working tirelessly behind the scenes to get the final results pending any incidents for review. But for now, you've done your job. You can sit back, relax, enjoy the champagne, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. You've really worked hard today, and you deserve your P2.
Cheers, boys. Catch you later.
See you, man. Good job there. Very good job. And now our winner. He's done very well in the past, and he's done well again today. Kimmy, our race winner. He's been waiting patiently in the lobby for this invite. And I'm sure he'll be here. He's also streaming, so I'm sure. Hello, Kimmy. You don't need to worry about including your audio here, but just tell us. That was a phenomenal drive from Quali as well. Did you know from before you even set out in Q1 what your pace was here?
I knew I love this track, so I know some people hate it, but I do love it. But just set out to just do my best, try and get top 3. I knew Mark was really the close contender because he's rapid. Almost picked me to pole, but that was really close, and it was just an awesome race-long battle.
Very much. You had your teammate there for basically all of it as well. We heard from him that you both were in the same party with comms and everything, talking over and sort of planning everything out. Were you just planning to do akin to real life when Perez isn't there and you both just bullied the equivalent of Max Verstappen there? Because it was just 2 drivers versus 1 there. Did that play into the hands at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Mills are good mates, so we were just chatting in the party. Just basically doing a 2 Merc versus 1 Red Bull kind of thing. Just doing 2 different strat calls. We didn't want to hurt each other too much. We wanted to try and get the 1-2. Unfortunately, Mills got the penalty, but I was also close to the penalty, so it was really close in the end.
Yeah, we were talking in the on live on the stream, and last final couple of laps, he had the penalty, but he wasn't letting you by, and we were worried that that Mark could have pulled away in time. Obviously, we now know that was null and void due to what happened. But were you
really
sort of telling him to try and get the position without trying to be rude and everything because you could see him getting away slightly?
Well, at the time, he said to me, "Oh, he's struggling in the dirty air with Jammy," and then at the time when he was going to let me by, with Thrustmaster wheels, you lose force feedback so I have to quickly go pause and then get my force feedback back. And that was right at that exact moment, so I couldn't get past that time. But no, in the end, he let me go, and I knew Mark had the 3 seconds, so I already had him in sight. And then, unfortunate for Mark, I think he had the same problem where you lose force feedback, and unfortunately lost it last corner.
I mean, what a time for it to happen. How did it, in your mind, did you clock what happened straight away, or was it all a bit of a shock to the system?
A bit of a shock because it was the last corner on it, so I knew that I had the win because just come around the last corner, he had 3 seconds, I didn't, and I was just taking it easy. And Mills was a bit annoyed because we'd got P4, but he got gifted P3 in the end, unfortunate for Mark.
Does it feel different to win on track than win due to penalties, or is it the same sort of feeling?
Same sort of feeling, just because it's really difficult not to get a pen around here. And I was really, really pissed. I mean, I got 2 warnings in 2 laps, and I was just trying my best not to get one. But it's kind of the same feeling because you've kind of won anyway.
Well, I mean, you definitely deserved your win here today, and I'm phenomenal that Williams got a double podium under my leadership. So take that, Milton. But yeah, enjoy the champagne. You really did deserve it out there today. Phenomenal, and hopefully in the draft next season, next week, you might be picked quite early on as looking for your efforts today.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
Cheers, I appreciate it, boys.
Well.
Oh.
That's twice in a while I've done that.
So there we have it.
What a
Our
brilliant end to the season.
Final race commentating together for Tier 1.
But we haven't finished the season yet.
But we have not finished the season. Well, we finished Tier 1 season, but we still have the final Tier 2 race for tomorrow. And we still haven't had a decisive winner for the Tier 2 championship. Will it be Rob? Will it be Scribs? Both drivers putting incredible performances there today. So it would be good to see who comes out on top. But for the final time...
Before we go, should we tell them the secret or not? About what happened today, or nah?
I don't know what we're on about, so I'm just going to say no.
Okay, that's fine. Never mind
But yeah.
So
as mentioned, we after this season is over, we this time next, well, obviously not this time next week, but this 8:30 next week, just the normal time we'd normally set up streaming. We will be doing the season 4 draft, which will be, as just mentioned, it will be streamed for everyone, and I really hope you guys will enjoy it. I definitely will enjoy it. I'm sure you will enjoy it, Shaman. And
yeah, I'll be here on the commentary booth talking everyone through the picks and who will be selected. It's going to be a very big event, and I hope it will be enjoyed by all.
Absolutely. So for the final time in Tier 1 this season, it's goodbye from me, and
goodbye from me. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Ciao.